You won't believe that this Gigabyte G24F2, I literally got it from an oil drum garbage bin. Though I didn't took the actual photo of it, which this is just the illustration to give you some idea. It was quite dusty and I quickly wipe it up to give it some cleaning. Then I bring it home, though it doesn't include the power cable, so I wasn't able to test it out. I decided to do some Google about its power adapter, and I thought it required to have this kind of adapter to make it work, until it was after a month or so that I did a research again about it. Good thing is that I have this kind of adapter that can generally work out on this monitor. To my surprise, as I tested out, it miraculously turned on, but the screen is messed up. As I dug deeper about this situation, generally this kind of monitor has a common issue with it, a flickering screen. I've seen over the internet that it's prevalent on this model. What they did is that bringing it into the service center, and after a month or so, they would be sent back to the owner. One user stated that after the repair, the issue would come back. I'm aware that Flickering Screen has some workarounds, as I was subscribed to Tev's TV channel, where he fixes these kind of hardware issues both on the monitor and TV screens. As I searched for the specific model, like this Gigabyte, one channel popped up, and it has the same model as this one. I watched it several times how Mohaho's technique troubleshooted this model. The technique is that cutting some lines from the top board, these signals can be cut so that the output can be rectified. Mind you that I'm not a professional technician to do this, but I'm that kind of guy that loves to tinker. I have some basic tool in my hand like screwdrivers and soldering iron. I said to myself, I have nothing to lose. Either this will be a failure or a success. Might as well to try it out. Opening this monitor is simply popping off the clip behind the monitor, and there's one screw in the middle that needs to be unscrewed. On the bottom right, there's this notch that you can start to pop. It was hard to open it. I have to use some SIM card to hold it up and lift the back cover. There is this one cable that you need to disconnect afterwards. Looking into the left portion of the panel, there you can find the same lines that Mohaho's technique shown in his video. It was totally so tiny connections. I did use my phone camera to zoom it and use a flashlight for me to get a better view of the board. I use a cutter blade to simply cut off the connections of the board. I carefully cut them out. It's not the prettiest cut in the world since it's the first time I'm doing it. After cutting it, I test it out and hook it into a laptop to see the screen. It didn't work, so I tried to properly cut it once again. It was a lot of trial and error. The flicker is there, but it gotten worse to be honest. Looking back to the tutorial, I made a mistake on the cutting of the line. It's supposed to be like this one, and this how it looked like when I messed up. I was thinking I needed to buy a jumper wire, a wick, and the soldering paste. Some days went by after those equipments arrived, then I worked with it again. Honestly, I'm not confident to make the soldering even work. I mean, the line were totally smaller than the jumper wire. How can I even possibly solder it correctly? Then this how it went after messing a lot more with the soldering stuffs. To my surprise, it actually worked. I assembled it, and this is how the repair goes. Ideally, it's 80% better than the flickering screen. There are some noticeable lines at the bottom, and on the right side of the screen, multiple scan lines, while the left side has none of it. I think there's nothing I can do about the scan lines. Better than the flickering screen, and besides, this is just a free monitor after all. If you have this same model, you can try to DIY it, or give it to a technician and show the lines that need to be cut. Shout out to Mohaho's technique. It was a nerve-wracking experience on my part to do those cuttings. If you overcut, you'll need a soldering iron, flux, and jumper wire. It's nerve-wracking, but it's the only way to bridge the connection if you go too far. Don't expect 100% perfection. My fix resulted in an 80% improvement. The flicker is gone, but some scan lines remain. For a free monitor, that's a massive win. I managed to save this from a landfill for $0, but it took a lot of sweat and a few mistakes. What's the best piece of tech you've ever found in the trash or bought for parts and actually managed to fix? Let me know on the comment section. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.